Our next Hall of Fame honoree is Ruth Maleczech. No one who saw one of her fearless performances is in danger of ever forgetting Ruth Maleczech. With her flaming red hair, gap-toothed grin, and her wonderfully rich voice that came from somewhere deep within, she could be funny, frightening, and childlike, sometimes all at the same time. Her artistry included performances with many theater companies as well as film and television, but her extraordinary career is inextricably linked with Mabou Mines, the iconoclastic, yes, Mabou Mines, genre-defying company that she co-founded in 1970 with her partner Lee Brewer, along with Joanne Akalaitis, Philip Glass, and David Warlow. Over 40 years later, the company that Ruth co-founded continues as a beacon of the avant-garde. Though she always said she was not an actor, but a performer, she won the OBA Award 3 times for acting, plus once for design, plus once for Mabou Mines' sustained achievement. And her memorable roles included The Woman in Hodge, written for her by Lee Brewer, the abused, sexually dependent butcher in Franz Xaver Krotz's Through the Leaves, Winnie in Beckett's Happy Days, and the title role in Brewer's gender-reversed Lear. Ruth also directed productions, including Beckett's Imagination Dead Imagine, Jim Straw's film noir deconstruction Wrong Guys, and Song for New York, a site-specific post-9/11 harborside piece created as a Whitman-esque hymn to the city that Ruth cherished. "I really do celebrate New York," Ruth said. "I love what it has meant to this little theater company. I don't think we could have done what we've done anywhere but here. Song of New York is a way to give something back and to say thanks. And so now we want to say thank you back to Ruth for her uncompromising artistic vision, her generous nurturing of fellow artists, by honoring her with the Off Broadway Hall of Fame Award. Here to accept the award is an accomplished theater artist in her own right, her daughter, Clove Galilee.
Wow, this is fabulous. So I really wasn't sure what to say tonight. Honestly, I guess we'd all prefer that Ruth was here to accept the award rather than myself. And I feel like a really shabby substitute. But anyway, I think if she was here, knowing her and loving her, that she would be very, very touched, honored, and I think she would think it was sort of hilarious that she would be inducted into any Hall of Fame. But actually totally delighted and very touched, so thank you for the honor. You can't become Ruth without having a somewhat focused and driven life. She came to New York City via Cleveland, Ohio, Phoenix, Arizona, UCLA, where she met Lee Brewer, up to San Francisco, where she met Bill Raymond, who is here tonight, and worked with Herb Blau and Jules Irving with the San Francisco Actors Workshop. And at night, around 10 p.m., all the youngins were allowed to get into the theater, and they worked on these surrealist, abstract pieces called Event in black and white. I have some damaging photographs of Bill at the age of 19 or so, in full makeup. It's awesome. So in about 1964, Herb Blau and Jules Irving invited Ruth and Lee to join them and some other actors from the San Francisco Workshop to start a new company, a new theater in New York City called Lincoln Center. And they came to New York and sort of checked it out and decided that they were going to continue their odyssey and their adventures and left for Europe, where they met the future members of Mabou Mines, David Warlow, Fred Newman. Bill then came from San Francisco, and they all convened in New York City in 1969. So that's sort of a little history of Ruth. You know, she did this work regardless of the financial payout. And it was something she was so very, very dedicated to, and felt that it was really the only thing she could do in life. And so she actually didn't have any choice. I wrote all this crazy stuff. Excuse me. An actor needs a company is what she believed in. And her dedication to Mabou Mines and the work that she was engaged in and the work that she was really passionate about was the collaborative spirit of the generated artist in the company of others. And that's how she made her work over 3 years, over 4 years, from a very, very small idea to a much larger outcome. So anyway, thank you very, very much. When she died, she was working on a piece that is going to continue. It's called Imagining the Imaginary Invalid. She and I started working on it when she was hospitalized, and I said, hey, you know, this was Moliere's last piece, and you could do it, you know, on the toilet. It's fine. We'll have people come into the apartment. We'll have like a couple of dancers, and 2 or 3 people will watch it at a time. So she and I started working on it. We worked on it for about 3 years, and her last performance was a workshop of that she did in July. And we are actually going to do that piece. So I'm going to take it over and direct it, and it'll be going up at La Mama in January 2016 in her honor, with Moliere's chair, Ruth's chair, sitting there for us all to appreciate. After she died, Lute, my brother who's here, hi Lute. Lute and I decided that we'd like to start an award in her honor. She was a great mentor of other artists and really, really supported them and encouraged them to do their work. So we're starting the Ruth Maleczech Award, or the Ruthie, and we've been fundraising for that, and it's going very well. So I call it the Rent Award, and we're basically gonna give unattached money to an artist every year so they can do what they need to do with it, because often you have to do a lot of stuff for this money, so she won't have to. Thank you so much.